What is up, YouTube? For this month, we don't have a top 10, we have a top 15. I couldn't throw away any of the books, and I think each title is something you should be aware of. Now, throughout the year, October, November seems to be the best time to buy books. The second best time is right now. So without further ado, let's jump in. Number 15, Too Far, Book 2 in the Blacklist by Sylvia Day. Number 14, Southern Man by Greg Iles. 13, Stormchild by Michael Robotham. 12, A Death in Cornwall, Daniel Silva. Number 11, Lula Dean's Library of Banned Books by Kirsten Miller. And then, heading to our top 10, we have Nero by Con Eagledon. Historical fiction from one of the greatest writers in this genre. Millions and millions of copies of his previous titles have been sold. Julius Caesar, War of the Roses, Genghis Khan. And the synopsis of the book, it begins with a man's hand curled around another's throat. Emperor Tiberius first dispatches a traitor, then his whole family, next all his friends. It is if he never existed. This is Roman justice. At number 9, The Lost Coast by Jonathan and Jesse Kellerman, a father and son duo. Jonathan Kellerman has lived in two worlds, obviously being an author, and the other world being he's a clinical psychologist, and number 1, New York Times best-selling author of more than 50 crime novels. His unique perspective on human behavior has led him to the creation of many fantastic characters. This is book 5 of 5 in the Clay Edison series. Clay Edison is a character in the novel. At number 8, The Cuckoo by Camelia Lackberg. The Cuckoo concludes the saga in the Patrick Henstrom book. It's book 11 of 11, but I'm sure you can pick up the story with any of the novels. It's a Scandinavian crime thriller, and her previous 10 titles have made the Swedish number 1 best-selling list and some best-selling lists throughout the world. Number 7, The Wrong Hands by Mark Billinghams. I won't go into the details of the book because of spoilers. You'll need to read the first one, The Last Dance, and Mark Billingham has won a Sherlock Award for the best detective created by a British writer, Tom Thorne. Now we are introduced again in book 2 by Detective Miller. At number 6, How to Age Disgracefully by Claire Pooley. From the author who brought us the Authenticity Project and platform number 5, brings us another bound to be bestseller. Funny, heartwarming, and the reviews are trickling in, and the average rating, get this, is 4.8 out of 5 stars. Feel-good fiction that brings people together. When age makes you invisible, secrets are easier to hide. At number 5, Earth by John Boyne. From the author who brought us The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, we have the second installment of the Element series. Water was the first book, which is getting, and is still getting, a lot of praise. They don't follow on from one another, so you don't need to read them in order. But just so you're aware of the series, Earth is the second book, and Water is the first one. At number 4, Shadows in the Moonlight by Santa Montefiore. This is Jonathan Ball, who are a massive publisher in the world. It's their sort of big hitter for the month. And then, moving into our top 3, at number 3, Medea by Rosie Hewlett. This is a big hitter from another big publisher by Pan Macmillan. It's a story about one of mythology's most notorious women. Reviews are flying in and folk are loving it. An average rating of 4.6 out of 5 stars. If you want something different from crime, this is it. Rosie has been studying Greek mythology, and she's intertwined fiction with some Greek mythology, and it's bound to be a great, great story. And as we know, the reviews are trickling in. It's not gonna disappoint. At number 2, The Death Watcher by one of my favorite authors, Chris Carter. It's Chris Carter. It's a psychological thriller. It's the 13th book in the adrenaline-packed Robert Hunter series. Gonna be a goodie. At number 1, The Familiaris by David Robolsky, the much anticipated follow-on from the story of Edgar Sawtelle. If you've read the story of Edgar Sawtelle like I have, you will think back fondly on it. It is such a good book, such a good story, one of my favorite books ever, and I was so happy to see a new book from David appear. This book, well, the story of Edgar Sawtelle, his first one has appeared on the Oprah Book Club many times, and one of Oprah's choices for one of the months. Now, this book, Familiaris, has been Oprah's pick for the summer in America and winter in the southern hemisphere of the year. So you'll have to read the first one first. I hope you really, really enjoy it. And if you have read it, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of it. And I think that's all the time we have for today. I'll see you next month for some books from August. Bye for now.